So good afternoon all. Vishnu this side from GTech, heading the Secretariat of GTech. So I would like to welcome all the participants who are joined now for the session related to Silverline project, which has been done by, which is an initiative of K-Rail. So now we have with us Mr. Ajit Kumar Vasudevan, who is actually the Managing Director of K-Rail, who will be doing the presentation regarding the project. And before that, I would like to request all the participants to be on mute. And if you have any queries related to the presentation, there will be a Q&A session, which will be done after the presentation by Mr. Ajit Kumar. Okay. So let me invite Mr. Harish Mohan, who is actually the convener of member focus group of GTech, to actually deliver the welcome address and also introducing the speaker, Mr. Ajit Kumar. Harish Mohan, over to you.
Thanks, Vishnu. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the member focus group of GTech. As you all know, we've been having multiple such interactions with various people about various projects and initiatives, and this is the latest among such interactions. So as we all know, the Silverline project is a very ambitious project with a total length of around 500 plus kilometers and operating speeds of over 200 kilometers per hour and connecting the north and south ends of the states. And, it is expected to reduce the total travel time of around 10 to 12 hours to less than 4 hours. And more importantly, it is supposed to connect most of the IT corridors in the state. So in such, for such a project, it's the GTech community has a lot of inputs which can be given, and there are various questions also that we had. So we are very fortunate to have with us today Sri V. Ajit Kumar IR SSC, who is the Managing Director of KRDCL. So he was appointed as the first Managing Director of Kerala Rail Development Corporation Limited in December 2017. He has over 32 years of experience with Indian Railways, and he is an alumni of TKM Engineering College, Kollam. So we are all very excited to hear about what Silverline project has to offer. And with that, I welcome Sri V. Ajit Kumar to deliver this session. Thank you.
Good afternoon and warm welcome to all of you to this afternoon session. First of all, I should thank the GTech and its organizers for giving an opportunity to me to present about the Silverline project. In fact, we are quite hopeful that the IT fraternity will be the most benefiting about from this project. So let me go directly into the presentation. I have some slides. Is my slide visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, visible.
Okay, once again, welcome to this presentation. Let me first say what is K-Rail. You have been hearing about K-Rail and some organizations talking about K-Rail, anti-K-Rail and other things. In fact, the most talked about word is anti-K-Rail. So let me see what is K-Rail. It's a joint venture company between the Ministry of Railways and Government of Kerala, with the Ministry of Railways having 49% stake and the Government of Kerala having 51% stake. And this company has been formed as per the central government's cabinet decision to involve the state governments in railway infrastructure building. Usually, railway is a central subject. So Indian Railways is supposed to do construct a new rail projects or take up new rail projects But here in this case, the central government want the state governments to involve in the railway infrastructure building process, so that the state government also will contribute and they will also facilitate to take up rail projects. So that is how this KRail has been formed, and the government of the Ministry of Railways have already invested 49 crores in this KRail company. And it is not that this type of companies are available only in Kerala. Yes, it is there in various states. About 8 states have already formed similar companies, and another 10 states have signed MOU and they are in the process of forming the JV companies. And it is like any other railway project, the central cabinet has to approve the project. And the peculiar thing about this type of railway project is that JV will, this joint venture company will develop a new project, finance it, construct it, maintain it over a period of time, and at the end of the concession period, the entire assets will be handed over back to the parent, that is Indian Railways, at a nominal cost of 1 rupee. That is the model of this projects done by KRail. And who are all in the board? The KRail board is headed by the chief secretary of the state, who is the chairman. We have two members from the government of Kerala and the Ministry of Railways, plus let me not go. And who are all contributing in KRail? We are a team of around 40 plus experts from various disciplines, including the railways. And we also have a expert team of 25 people from Sistra. Sistra is a Paris-based transportation consultant. And we take up new projects, identify new projects, prepare the DPR for that, prepare various design document, that is the design basis reports. We make the schedule of dimensions, we make so many general arrangement drawings, we make the designs, and then process for the approval of the Railway Ministry, process for the approval of Nidhi Aayog, process for the approval of Department of Expenditure, and then negotiate with the banks for funding.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Are you changing the slide now?
Yes, I have
But
reached the
we are
fourth
unable
slide.
to see.
Sorry.
So I think you can actually go through that slideshow, no?
Yes, let me just stop sharing, then come back again. Is it okay now? Okay, slide 1.
Yeah, slide 1 is we are able to see, but if you are changing, okay.
This is about KRail?
Yes. Now we can see.
Who is in the KRail board?
Yes.
Who are all contributing?
Yeah, now we can see. Yeah.
Okay. So the next, okay, is the global carbon dioxide emissions from transport, because transport accounts for the maximum carbon dioxide emission, that is about 24%. As a single industry which creates carbon dioxide emission is transport, which is around 24%. And out of this 24% carbon dioxide emission from the transport sector, 74% comes from road vehicles. That is including the cars, motorcycle, buses, and the freight. Cars, motorcycles, buses constitute around 45% of the carbon dioxide emission, and the lorries and other trucks constitute around 29%. Aviation is also relatively high, around 11%. Shipping is also relatively high, about 10%, but the rail carbon dioxide emission is almost 1%. This is for electrical trains, which now everybody compares only electrical because the diesel is phasing out. So for the least carbon dioxide emission transport system, we should go for a rail system which works on electrical energy. And why? What are the challenges in Kerala transportation? You know that there are a lot of travel time, because many of the people who are working either in Trivandrum or in Kochi Info Park, they will be traveling a lot. And you know that the time taken to travel from Trivandrum to Kasargod or vice versa is around 12 to 14 hours, whether it is road or rail. Maybe some 1 or 2 trains which gives take you a little faster, maybe around 10 hours, but not less than that. Even for Trivandrum to Kochi itself, 5 to 6 hours, you will be sitting in your driving in your car or bus or train, but time taken is half the day is gone in for a trip from Trivandrum to Kochi. And the important vital thing is that we have the Kerala is having one of the state with the highest vehicle populations. We have around 361 vehicles per 1,000 population. So whereas the road expansion is not that high, so we have to look at some other alternative means of transport. We have Kerala is having around 40,000 plus accidents an year, and we have around 4,000 fatalities, around 46,000 injuries. So if there is a public transport system, yes, these accidents and other related fatalities can be brought down. And what is Silverline? Now let me come to the project. Silverline is a rail project done by Indian Railways through K-Rail. It's a double line between Thiruvananthapuram and Kasaragod. That is the Thiruvananthapuram district, which is the southernmost district and connecting to the northernmost districts. It has been designed for a speed of 200 kmph and will operational speed designed for 220 kilometers per hour and an operational speed of 200 kmph. We have around 11 stops across the alignment. That is from Trivandrum. We start from Kochuveli, yes, of course. Trivandrum, Kollam, Chenganur, Kottayam, Ernakulam, Kochi International Airport, Trichur, Tirur, Kozhikode, Kannur, and Kasaragod. And it takes about less than 4 hours. In fact, 3 hours 52 minutes is the time to travel between these two places. And we plan to operate 37 services in each direction daily from the year of operation. That is from 2025, we plan to operate 37 services. And that will be about during the peak hours in the morning and evening, we will have around one train in every 20 minutes. Some more features of the project: 529 kilometers, 11 station. Yes. Total cost is around 63,941 crores. Trivandrum to Kasaragod takes about less than 4 hours. Trivandrum to Ernakulam, it takes about less than 90. In fact, it is 85 minutes. So less than 90 minutes covers almost 10 districts of 10 out of 14 districts of Kerala, and we plan to complete by 2025. We also plan to carry some lorries on a Ro-Ro service, that is roll on, roll off. The lorries can be driven into the special type of wagons, and at the other end, it can be just driven out of the wagons. So this we are planning to transport around at least 500 lorries per day, so that we can avoid the polluting lorries. We can take the polluting lorries off the road. That will improve the road availability, plus it will reduce carbon dioxide emissions, etc. And there are a lot many sustainable benefit to Kerala, safe transportation system. There will be a lot of accidents can be reduced. The multidimensional growth will be there across the state with a lot of economic development. There will be commercial growth around the stations, plus in various sectors like real estate, tourism, industries, etc. There will be a lot of investment and activities going on. Access, I have already told, between Trivandrum and Kochi, you will be able to travel in less than 90 minutes or up to Kasaragod in less than 4 hours. And this is a green transport system, almost around 2.8 lakh tons of carbon dioxide reduction will be available per year. And there will be a lot of opportunities. There will be employment generation of around 50,000 during the construction phase. And once the system is operational, there will be around 11,000 job opportunities into the system. Some technical parameters, I'm not sure whether you people will be interested, but still, let me say that the curves have been made for a radius of around 1,850. The maximum slope is 1 in 60, and we are going for standard gauge. In India we have the broad gauge, but we have planned for a standard gauge because the Indian broad gauge systems are now designed for a speed of 130, and it is operating at up to a speed of 160. But then if you want to run beyond 160, yes, you have to recast the specifications. So recasting the specifications means you have to get the specifications itself revalidated, and then you have to do the field trials, then you have to construct it. So it may take years for making a broad gauge system with a speed above 160. So we are planning to go for standard gauge, which is available internationally and is working for more than 30-40 years all over the world. For a speeds even up to 350, yes, it is proven and it is working. So we are going for a proven system of the standard gauge. And yes, operating speed of 200 kmph, 37 services in 2025. And signaling systems, we are going for ETCS, European Train Control Systems level 2. It is like almost like cab signaling. In the driver's cabin, he will get the signal. There will not be any wayside signals. The communication will be LTE based or approximately 5G based systems. Traction will be electrical traction 2 into 25 kV with 100% airlines on clean energy. The input energy will be renewable energy sources. And rolling stock will be electrical multiple unit type trains, initially with the 9 cars, and later it will be upgraded to 15 cars. And the alignment will be basically, it is on the ground. So it will be mainly 297 kilometers is on the ground, or it is embankments. It is like normal Indian Railways track, which will be at the grade. And there will be around 87 kilometers of viaducts. That means the track will be on pillars. Basically, these viaducts have been planned to take care of the paddy fields, because we don't want to fill up the paddy fields and coal fields and water bodies. We don't want to fill up. So we are planning for pillars across that. So that is why around 88 kilometers we are going for viaduct, and around 101 kilometer will be some small hills. We will be cutting it. So it will be cutting. And then we have some small portion of tunnels, around 11 kilometers of tunnels, 12 kilometers of bridges across rivers, etc. So this is the structure of the alignment. It is a combination of embankment, cutting, bridges, viaducts, tunnels, etc. And ridership projections. So right now, there are the transportation. We have the Indian Railway system, which will have ACs, second ACs, the third ACs, sleeper class, and you have a lot of AC buses, private buses, as well as KSRTC buses are plying across, and non-AC buses are there. That is express, super fast, super express, those type of buses. We are not counted ordinary or the normal passenger services. And then you have the cars. People are using their own cars or the taxis. So we have taken a survey among the people who are traveling. So a one month study was conducted. Yes, of course, before the COVID, we have conducted a traffic study or traffic pattern analysis, and then we have arrived. We have asked people, how will you shift to this Silverline? If you have a Silverline system which take you from Trivandrum to Ernakulam in 1.5 hours at a rate of around ₹2.75, will you travel? So this type of willingness to shift was conducted, and based on that we have arrived at these figures. That is almost around the major shift we are expecting is that 12% of the car users currently driving more than 150 kilometers are willing to shift to this medium. That comes to around 18,993 persons will be shifting to this medium. Similarly, buses or AC buses or train passengers are willing to shift, and based on plus some additional traffic from airport connectivity or the transit oriented developments around the stations, some additional traffic. So we are expecting a realistic in a realistic scenario, we are expecting a ridership of around 79,934 people on a daily basis. This is the how the fare comparison. On a flight, you will be spending around 6 rupee 31 paise. On a third AC 3 rupee 84, second AC and I think 2 rupee 29. But still, for a short distance, second AC, third AC, and first AC is this fare per kilometer may not work out, because there are a lot of other charges. Minimum charges are there. You have to travel minimum 200 kilometers or 300 kilometers. So this may not work out. In fact, Nagaland charges will be a little around 2 rupee or 3 rupee for a third AC fare. And if you are traveling by car, yes, on a taxi, it will be 18 rupees per kilometer. Whereas if you travel in your own car, even if you take the lower end Wagoner or itself, at least it will cost you 10 rupees per kilometer as the petrol charges alone. So compared with that, what we are proposing is only around 2 rupees 75 paise per kilometer. So people who are traveling in their own cars or taxis or AC buses will find it attractive from the cost point of view itself. From the fare point of view, it will be attractive. And if you see the other benefits, like the time you saved, yes, there will be no other attractions. And we have made a small sensitivity analysis based on the fare. If I increase the fare to around 5 rupees and I think ridership comes down. So you see, if the fare I increase to 5 rupee, it is around 30,000 people only will travel. If I reduce the fare to 1 rupee, yes, 1,37,000 people will travel. So we found that at a fare of around 2 rupees 75 paise, we are getting the maximum revenue, and around 79,000 people will be traveling. And this is some project cost distributed over various components. The land is one of the major component. You know, in Kerala, the land cost is very high, relatively high. So it is around 27% of the project cost goes to the land, is around 13,000 crores, 13,265 crores. And civil structures, that is the bridges, viaducts, tunnels, or the embankment, that is another major chunk of around 47%, comes to around 23,422 crores. Plus rolling stock, the train, it is around 4,656 crores. Then you have signaling, the fare collection, automatic fare collection system, etc., which comes to around 2,525 crores. Then the power supply systems, that is the transformers and related things, and another 2,390 crores. Then you have some miscellaneous expenditure, design, project management, consultancy charges, contingencies, etc., comes to around 6%. This cost is coming to around 49,919 plus the cost escalation up to 2025. This is the 49,000 is today's cost. And then the cost escalation every year up to 2024. Plus you have the central taxes. GST component is a GST on the central GST and state GST. So these taxes plus the interest during construction, EDC, everything combined together, the completion cost of the project in 2025 will be 63,941 crores. And this is the proposed project financing structure. This is how the people are contributing for the project. Like the first and second is Indian Railways. The equity cash of Indian Railways, 2,150 crores. We expect the Ministry of Railways or the Indian Railways or the central government to contribute 2,150 crores as equity in cash. In addition to that, a portion of the railway land, around 185 hectares of railway land, is being used for this project. Because in North Kerala, this project goes parallel to the existing railway track. So we are using a portion of the Indian Railways land, that the land value has been equated as the equity of Indian Railways, and that adds another 975 of equity to the Indian Railways. Then the third item is the Government of Kerala's equity of 3,253 crores. Government of Kerala is contributing to the project. And we also give equity participation for the public. Like in our Kochi International Airport or Kannur International Airport, the public, the NRIs, anybody can contribute. They have contributed to the project. Similarly, we are also keeping around 40% of the equity base for the public to participate in the equity of the company, of that the SPV. So these are the equity participation, and then we are looking at debt from the multilateral or bilateral agencies. We have been talking to JICA, AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, ADB, and KFW, it is a German bank. 4 banks we have been interacting for a loan of 33,700 crores. This has been almost tied up because the banks have almost agreed. We have sent the proposal to Department of Economic Affairs, that is under the Ministry of Finance, Government of India. The Department of Economic Affairs tie up all these bilateral and multilateral loan process. So we have applied to DEA through Nidhi Aayog, through the Ministry of Railway, through the Department of Expenditure. So all these agencies have cleared it, and now it is with the Department of Economic Affairs for the final clearance. We expect this 33,700 crores of loan to be sanctioned very shortly. And give an indication of the loan, in the interest rate for the loan, like JICA offers the loan at around 0.2% interest rate, 0.2% on dollar terms. And ADB offers his loan at around 1.2 to 1.5%. AIIB also offers the loan at an interest rate of around 1.2 to 1.5%. And then we have some subordinate debt, like the central government's GST component will be pulled back to the project. So it comes as a subordinate debt, that is around 3,189 crores. And then you have the subordinate debt for land that the government as a subordinate debt. Similarly, there is a subordinate debt from the GST of the state government that is coming to around 2,896. So the GST component will be pulled back to the project. So all this together is around, including the IDC, comes to 63,941. So this is the project structure. And some project revenues, yes, 95% of the revenue we expect from the fare box, that is a ticket fare for the passengers as well as for the RoRo facilities. We also have some non-fare box revenue in the form of catering or in the form of advertisements. We also have some land value capturing or transit-oriented development around the station. There will be some development, some value capturing will be there. And this slide, I want to say that the investment of 63,000 crore, what I have told, is secured with a strong project financial. That means the financial internal rate of return for this project is around 8.49%. And the equity IRR, because around the equity portion was around 10,000. So the equity IRR for the project is calculated as about 13.55%. That is why I have told around 4,500 crores have been earmarked for the public, and there have been a lot of interest or inquiries from the public, NRIs, as well as others for investing into the project. And this IRR of 8.49% itself is quite attractive, in the sense that if we are getting a loan at 0.5%, yes, it is very attractive, include even though it is in dollar terms. With the hedging also, it won't cost the project or the company more than 4 to 5%. So 8.49 is a very attractive, or it is a secured investment. We have done some sensitive analysis by increasing the capital cost, or increasing the operational maintenance cost, or reduction in the passenger ridership. And we found that the worst scenario, we are getting a IRR of around 7.82%, which is also good and indicates that the project is viable. And from the economic IRR point of view, we found that the economic IRR is around 24%. In fact, these type of infrastructure projects, usually it is 14% is the benchmark. If a project have a economic IRR of 14% is considered to be acceptable, but it is here in this case, it is around 24%. This economic IRR is calculated based on the savings of travel time, savings on the accidents, savings on vehicle operating cost, saving due to reduced environmental pollution, saving due to reduced road stress, etc. So there also we have done a sensitivity analysis. We found that worst scenario, we will get better than 17%. That means the project will bring a lot of economic benefits for the state. And project timelines, yes, we are supposed to complete this project by March 2025. There is a slight delay in getting the central government's approval, but then we are processing parallelly, like finalization of design drawings and tender documents. We are progressing. Land acquisition process already started by the state government. So we are sure that we will be able to meet the target of 2025. The worst scenario may be another 6 months extension, but still within March 2025, we plan to complete the project. Now, since we are talking to the IT fraternity, let me talk something about the digital side of the project. In fact, this project, you know that it is spread across 520 kilometers, 530 kilometers with a lot of agencies. There will be 4 or 5 major EPC contractors. Each fellow will be employing thousands of engineers. We will have around 500 to 600 project management consultant engineers for supervising the project. Such a massive project, monitoring will be very difficult. So we are planning to have a digital platform for the monitoring of the entire project. Monitoring means starting with the contractor making his design. Here it is a EPC engineering procurement contract, where the contractor has to make the initial design. So he prepares the design. He hand it over on a digital platform. He prepares in digital form. He uses the BIM or building information module type. BIM modeling, he will do it. In that, he develop it and then transfer it back to the organization, to the KRA, where the project management consultants will verify whether it is as per the design or not, as per the requirements or not. Then it will go back to the construction agencies. And so the entire monitoring, the document preparation, proof checking, approval, everything will be on digital platform. So we are planning to go for a project management, integrated project management information suite, which will consist of ERP, it will consist of BIM modeling, that is 3D BIM, 5D BIM, and 7D BIM. And we also plan to have an honor support office, wherein the experts from the ERP, experts from the CDE or the project suite, project management suite applications, and the BIM experts sit along with us and do hand holding of our PMC experts, the contractors, engineers, etc. So this is expected to cost around 100 crores for the PMIS. And from this project, let us see what are the benefits. So what is the value addition to Technopark or the Info Park? The stations at Kochuveli and the Kakanad, that is Kochi, will connect the Technopark here and Info Park at Kochi. Connects the entire Kerala to these two parks, Technopark and Info Park. And that too, less than 4 hours it will connect. In fact, it will like Koilon will connect to Technopark in about 25 minutes and connect the entire manpower of Kerala to Technopark and Infopark, because you know that almost around 70% of the people who are working in Technopark as well as Infopark, they are not from Trivandrum or Cochin, they are from outside. So it will give a connectivity for all of them. Even daily commuting of manpower to Technoparks and other Infopark will become a reality. Like somebody in Koilon, okay, even today people are coming daily basis, daily commuting, but then Chenganur or Kottayam or Ernakulam, yes, you will not be able to commute daily. So this system, if it is there, yes, they can come here in about 85 minutes. So there may not be a need for maintaining two families, two houses. And this will facilitate more IT companies to come into these technoparks as well as info parks. In fact, Kochi airport is just 95 minutes away from Technopark. There have been a lot of hue and cry for additional flights, that too for international destination, including Japan and other places from Trivandrum. And now with this system in place, you have two airports in your city, like Trivandrum Airport and Kochi airports is just less than 85 minutes. You will be able to reach your airport and fly to your destinations. So that is going to bring more IT parks into Kerala. And then there are a lot of digital innovations in rail sector. We are also implementing that in a big way in the railway infrastructure, IoT, sensors. In fact, we have recently going to tie up with the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, for a proof of concept on having sensors inbuilt in all the bridges. I have told in a viaduct, we have around 88 kilometers of viaduct. On all the pillars, we wanted FBJ based sensors to be installed, and that should be monitored by nations. If there is any issue, that will be immediately brought out. So plus we are planning to put something like fiber based sensing of the tracks. That means we lay optical fiber along the rail route, and if the vibration of the track changes, the fiber will be able to give a different type of reflections, and with some artificial intelligence, we will be able to find out whether there is any clip missing or some ballast lossage, or there is a deformation in the rail, or whether even some people are walking along the track. We will be able to sense. That means with the digital technology, with artificial intelligence, we can do a lot of infrastructural monitoring systems. So there is no limit for implementing the new digital technologies in rail infrastructure. And revolutionary communication system, we are planning for LTE based or the 5G based communication system along the railroad. We will be laying multiple optical fiber cable along the systems. All the systems will be digitally connected, and these 5G systems or the which is to be implemented, to be made available along the entire railroad, will connect the moving train with the base stations. So there will be lot many applications, like if there is a video available in the train, that will be connected to the control office. That means it will ensure the safety of all the passengers, including the women passengers. If there is an alarm is given, that the video will go, if, and you will be, somebody will come and protect you, including the maintenance of the rolling stock trains, running trains. The all parameters will be monitored and it will be sent to the back office. So that much capacity and facilities are available from in the communication system. Then smart monitoring and surveillance systems are changing the way operators manage hazards, intrusions, rail crossings, driver behavior, etc. Like if we have video cameras almost all the entry exit locations, and those cameras can sense people, identify people who are all the notorious list, or even ticketing also can be made after sensing the fellow. You don't have to scan your ticket. If you enter, if you come to the platform, the video can sense you and say, yes, you have booked ticket by so and so train, ticket seat number so and so. Yes, your train is coming at so and so time to this platform. So that much intelligence is made available. Plus some more to a smart transportation system. We are looking forward in the coming days for the contribution of digitally enabled technocrats in making Silverline a digital enabled system. In fact, we request the GTEC and its members to contribute in new applications or new digitally enabled systems, like omni-channel ticketing systems. Like if you like, we are talking about single one card, one nation, like that. You can have some payment systems, either in auto or a bus, everything. Something like that. New things can be tried out in this also. Some systems of shared transport. I'm only telling some ideas. Don't quote me that it is going to be implemented. Yes, I am only giving some ideas for the people to think. Like you go to the railway station, put your car or bike there, and you can tie up with somebody who is putting a car at Ernakulam and or Calicut, and so some vehicle sharing mechanism. For that an application which enable them that both should get the vehicle. And usage of artificial intelligence and machine learning. In fact, I was talking, when you put a fiber by the side of the track, the vibrations, the reflections from the optical fiber, which is connected with the vibrations on the track, and that is being analyzed and converted into intelligence by using artificial intelligence. Similarly, we have with the camera, we will be capturing the rail and finding out whether there is a damage to the rail or there is a clip missing. And for identifying that, lot of AI has to be used. So there are many applications which can be thought about, and lot of mobile applications for various usages in this transport system can be. So soon Kerala will change the way it travels. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, Sri Ajit Kumar. There is a small question regarding this connectivity. So as you know, the Kerala IT Park is actually connecting across from Trivandrum to Calicut. So we have actually the Kerala IT Park in Calicut also, that is Cyber Park. So you were mentioning about the connectivity from Techno Park to Info Park. So where you have actually planned about a connectivity in Cyber Park also.
I think Cyber Park is a little far away from our alignment. I think it is somewhere near the medical college or something, you know.
Okay, okay.
So
All
that
right.
area, yes, we have. But the Calicut light metro is coming, and light metro is coming to Calicut railway station, and we are co-located in the Calicut railway station. So Calicut railway station to the metro is there. Yes, I think metro can be extended to the cyber park also.
Okay, all
It
right.
should be. It should be the next phase. We have to look into the last mile connectivities. Without that, this project will not become a grand success.
Yeah, correct. So the Cyber Park area is also actually building up, and there are a lot many companies and investments also happening there. So the crowd will also gradually increase. So they will also be beneficial out of this one. Yeah. So we have Binu Jacob here, who is actually MD of Experion and the Secretary of GTech. And Binu, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Hi, Ajit. I think nice to hear from you. I was also there during the last presentation you did while VK was actually organizing the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, are you connecting the Calicut Airport and Kannur airports as well?
No. Calicut Airport is actually away from the, we have taken a route parallel to the existing railroad. So the Calicut Airport is about 18 kilometers away. So, and that is a hilly area. So we have not taken that route. Same thing at Kannur also. Kannur is about 25 kilometers away from the city center. And because since it is a high speed system, we will not be able to have two stations. We are currently providing only one station for a district in general, except that Kochi we have put airport as well as Kakinad. Other places, because it is all perpendicular. If it is in the same alignment, yes, we could have provided a stop. So only the
right. And one other question is, I think even during the last interaction also this was asked, and I think there was some confusion in terms of the timelines to complete the acquisition of land. So how do you see that? Because I think about 13,000 crores is allocated for the land acquisition, isn't it? 27% or so.
Yeah.
So how, I mean, do you see any issues in terms of completing that? Because land acquisition always is a big challenge in Kerala, isn't it? So I just wanted to.
Anyhow, the land acquisition is in the government domain. It is not coming in the KRDCL's or KRAIL's domain. We have made our requirement around 1,383 hectares of land. The entire alignment corridor has been marked with the survey numbers. We have given to the government. Government had already issued the administrative sanction for the preliminary works of the land acquisition. So, and they have also issued the government order for creating 11 land acquisition cells, each consisting of 18 people. So around the manpower required, the office required for all the districts have been created. So the government is very positive on that and they are going ahead. I feel it should happen at the earliest.
Okay. And it should not really impact the 2025 March deadline, or?
No, we have been talking to the government. We have told that about if we are able to get the land at least in 1.5 years, we will be able to do the meet the target.
Okay.
Right. And the chief minister had assured that within a year he will get the land. So I think the government is very positive and it should happen.
Okay. And are there some opportunities for the companies in Technopark companies or Infopark companies, Kerala companies to actually collaborate on this? Primarily because everybody today is talking or doing digital technology work, and this might be definitely useful, especially in terms of competence capabilities. I don't think there's an issue if it is an open bidding system where you could probably give some element of preference or priority, I don't know what you call it. It will be useful, I'm saying, for both the KRail and the companies. I think it will be something that you could possibly consider. Any model that you have in mind, which will make it successful, right? In terms of developing technology, if it makes sense.
There is no limit. In fact, there are one firm, like the automatic fare collection system. There is a firm which is available in the Technopark. I don't recollect the name right now.
Right.
They have already started interacting.
Okay.
In fact, they have supplied the fare collection system for Kochi Metro, and they are located in your group.
Okay.
There are, like I was talking about, the project management information software. That is actually the design. Yes, it will be done by the EPC contractors, but then this platform can be developed by somebody.
Right.
Okay, it will be some Bentley software and some CD software or Autodesk, Revit and everything, but integration and everything requires a lot of people. Plus, there are many applications. Almost all these, like a digital thing, the signaling systems, telecommunication systems. Yes, there are a lot of software involved in that. Yes.
Right. Yeah, even the experience that you're talking about, getting into the platform seamlessly, being able to travel. All of those things are, possibilities where many of the Kerala companies could be able to support.
In fact, I should list out what are the activities, because right now everything I have listed as a block things, which is meant for the major suppliers. But then those people will be looking into the others who develop it.
Right.
So we can list out that, so that if it is beneficial to you, you can talk to maybe like Siemens or Alstom, Ansaldo. They are all looking into the small type of people, not small. Small, I means that maybe some hundreds of people who can develop the signaling software.
Right. Yeah, no, I just thought I'll mention this since.
Plus new ideas. That is what my last slides were, that a lot of new ideas can come. So that people can think over and come forward. Yes, we will adopt it.
Okay. Right. Anyway, thanks. So it is really exciting to see that, there's going to be transformation. If this comes into reality, let's say even if it is by 26, it makes a lot of sense to actually make Kerala more productive. I think there are a lot of people traveling between Trivandrum, Kochi, Calicut, who still find it difficult in spite of Janashabdi being there when times were normal. So if this can take off, then I think it will be a lot of benefits to the state. So anyway, all the best. And one more additional question. You're talking about the equity participation from private individuals. What has there been a detailing of that done, or?
No, detailing we have not done, in the sense that how to go about whether it is private placement or a public issue, that we have not finalized it. But 40% of the total equity base we have kept reserved for the public. Now, at what stage we may not come at the early stages, only when the project happens and it is physically rolling out, then the people will get more confidence. That may be the time we will come out.
So IPO? Is IPO expected?
It depends on what is the interest people are getting generated. If people are getting more interested into that, yes, we will come with the IPO. Otherwise, we'll go with private placements.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other queries from the participants? If you have, you can unmute yourself and interact with Rajat Kumar.
Yeah, this is Matthew here. Question to MD. Where are we on the approval front from the different departments of the union government?
Yeah, the final approval we have not got, but we have got the clearance from the Nidhi Aayog as on the DPR as part of the loan application. We have got the clearance from the Department of Expenditure as part of the loan application. We have got in principle approval from the Ministry of Railways to go ahead with the pre-investment activities. We have got the approval from the Ministry of Railways for getting that 33,000 crores loan. We have got the letter from the Finance Ministry to go ahead with the land acquisitions. The government of Kerala has issued the administrative sanction to go ahead with the land acquisition for 1,383 hectares. So these are the various things which is happening, and the final approval of the cabinet, yes, it has to happen, but then the discussions are happening at the railway board in the right direction. It should happen. It should happen in another 3 to 6 months.
No, so just to make it clear, so the only approval that is required now is a cabinet approval, is it?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. This is Shani from Azinova, the CEO of Azinova. Like Binu said, there are a lot of opportunities in IT companies from Technopark and other IT companies. But is there any requirement list like for providing the internet, free internet to the travelers or digital display? Is there any list of requirements, software requirement is available, or can we suggest or can we propose the project?
Yeah, right now we are planning to give Wi-Fi in the train, and there will be data. There will be some data available, but then we are not planning to give a display in front of every seat, except in the business class. Business class, one coach, we will have the display in front of each seat. But other places, we will give only the Wi-Fi connectivity so that they will be able to browse.
Yeah, got it. But my doubt is there any opportunity for the Technopark company to provide the same, or is there any already awarded?
No, we have not awarded anything. And in fact, we have only talking about the major things which make the system running. That is the 5G based connectivity to the trains, and the optical fiber by the side of the railway track to connect to these base stations, as well as to the signaling equipments on route, plus connecting all the stations. Applications we have not thought of, we have not started giving planning. So that there are a lot of opportunities, and you should come forward. Yes, we are ready to accept new ideas. There are some minimum set of things which is already there, which is a must, like communication between the stations and to the driver. Those things we will do as part of, because there are developed software, validated software available, we will go with that. If some the video on demand or something has to be displayed, or any that type of applications, if anybody is willing to come forward, yes, we are ready to discuss, and we can bring a new solution for that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from any of the participants?
One quick question. This is Suraj. You were talking about the services. If it is on the peak time, every 4 hours you are talking about getting the service. Are we thinking about like 24/7 kind of a travel, or is it like just morning to evening kind of a travel?
Yeah, currently we are planning to have from morning to evening only. Morning around 5 o'clock to evening around 10 o'clock. This is what we are planning, because we want some time in the night for the maintenance activities. But there are some discussions to have some night services, so that is a sleeper services. Some discussions are happening. We have to do some traffic study whether somebody will travel or not. So that is happening. In that case also, 1 or 2 trains that will be sleeper trains in the night. Otherwise, there will not, after 10 o'clock, I think after 9 o'clock, there will not be any seating services. It will not be there. It will be again in the morning only.
Sure, thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, my doubt is, I think I just one what I have is this COVID in place, as with this last 2 years, I think the travel frequency of travel and with the remote working. So do you find, expect some impact if this sustains, not the disease, this trend of remote working and less travel, impact in the feasibility as well as the viability for the project?
Yeah, we have not taken that aspect. Yes, currently, yes, the number of people traveling had come down, but we don't expect that to continue always. Once the system becomes normal, yes, people will start traveling. Maybe IT industry will continue to work from home to some extent, but it is not going to be like this. There will be improvement. I am sure that around at least more than 50% of the people will come and start working. Not that this everybody working from home will continue. No, that will change. But relatively from what happened pre-COVID days, yes, IT industry people are traveling less, but then there are a lot of industry which require physical presence. There are a lot of hospitalization that requires. So the need for the travel will continue as long as the humans are here. That is what I feel.
Okay, thank you. No, I just wonder because I think after I've seen the later transit and the transport, even the metro in Cochin, it is not not picking up.
But you can see one thing in the roads. Roads are jammed. Everybody who are earlier keeping the car in the house are now taking their car and traveling. So the roads are packed. Even though the buses are less, the people traveling the trains are less, but the people traveling in the road had increased. So yes, mediums are changing, but the demand for travel is there.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think we have actually come up to the time. So thank you, Sri Ajit Kumar, sir, for the presentation. And yeah, I think one Mohammed.
Yeah, I'm Mohammed Bashir. I'm working for Gemini Software.
Yeah, Mohammed.
I have a small doubt on this.
Okay.
That cost around 63,000 something is coming as a cost. And what basis the share has been allocated? Because I think the major share is going to that banks, right? So in other way that we can see that the CL and all, the Kerala government is a major partners. And other than that, where, that BPCL, Federal Bank, even individuals have invested a lot. So here we can see only the 9.5% is to public. On what basis that allocation has made?
See, banks is not a share. Bank is only a loan. It is a debt. 33,700 is the loan what you are taking from the multilateral lending agencies. It's a loan and you have to repay it with the interest. Equity is shared between the government of Kerala and the Ministry of Railways in the ratio of 51:49. So the equity is between the railways and government of Kerala. There are only two participants, and 40% of that is kept reserved for the public. So this is the equity is only public 40%, 60% with the railways and state governments, and they maintain a ratio of 51:49. That's all. The other things are all debt. It's a loan. 33,700 from the multilateral lending agencies. They don't have any equity on the company. Then there are debt from the state government and the central government in the form of taxes or in the form of the cost of the land. This is the model. I think I have cleared your doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Rajit Kumar sir, for this elaborate presentation. So I hope everyone is clarified. And if I could request that if you can actually share the presentation, if it's okay with you, then I can actually share with our community also.
Okay. I will get it.
Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you all the participants who have joined for today. And thank you the KRail team and others who has coordinated this meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks. Bye-bye.